Hey guys, Piggy Fragrance here. You stink. And today what I thought I'd do is that I would help you figure out why it is that you stink. I'm so pleased to announce the first ever Piggy's Guide to Colognes. Piggy's Guide to Colognes. Today we're going to go over some potential ways that you could reduce the stink that you have on you and different ways that you could maybe integrate the use of colognes into your daily routine as a disgusting magician. So as you can see here, we're going to be showing you guys my collection. It's very rudimentary, it's very basic. As a matter of fact, they're all knockoffs of Tom Ford-esque style colognes. So if you look at my collection, the majority are knockoffs and ripoffs of popular Tom Ford scents. Now here's the thing, colognes aren't magic, you get it? Because you're a magician, but colognes aren't. So you can't just spray cologne on your dirty body and expect it to smell good. It doesn't matter how much you spend on it. If you spray cologne on a piece of shit, it's gonna smell like a little bit of cologne and mostly shit. So the first necessary step in order to make sure that the cologne suits you well is not selecting a cologne, but it's improving your own hygiene. So good cologne use starts inside of the bathroom. I want you to grab a soap bar, something that's moisturizing, and rub it on yourself. Scrub away all the regret that you have. If you have a little bit of daddy's cummies as residue on your face, I want you to wash that off as well, especially on your pulse points, meaning the areas where blood flow is most prominent, like in the sides of your neck or your wrist. So after you've sufficiently cleansed yourself, you are then going to use a clean towel. Let me repeat that one more time. A clean towel. I don't know how many times I hear magicians say, oh wait, Piggy, I use deodorant, I use cologne, I should smell good. No, you don't. And the reason is that you use the same towel that you've been using for the past 2 years. Imagine all that ball sweat, that ass stank that's on that towel after 2 years of usage. Now I want you to pay attention to my skin right now. I'm sweating because I just walked 8 miles. Do I smell? No. Why? Because I took a proper shower and the cologne that I put on this morning is still on my skin because of how hydrated my skin is. So after you use the towel to dry yourself off, use a moisturizer. I recommend something like cocoa butter, something unscented that you put on your person, and moisturize your disgusting flaky skin. Then and only then should you allow cologne to touch your body. And here's where I'm going to give you guys some suggestions. Nautica Voyage is the most sold cologne on Amazon, and there's good reason. It smells great. A little bit of apple, a little bit of sea salt, right? A very nautic, very oceany scent that you're going to get with this particular cologne. It lasts a decent amount of time. The projection is all right. You're going to have a little bit of a scent trail, and it's going to pretty much tell everybody in your nearby vicinity that you are somebody who's relatively clean and fresh. It's also $20. This is a great starter cologne. Now this one is called Mojo number 10. As I mentioned earlier, this is a complete ripoff of a Tom Ford cologne. I cannot afford Tom Ford colognes because I'm a magician. So unfortunately, I have to go with substitutes. This one is called Mojo number 10. It smells almost exactly like Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Now this is a scent that isn't necessarily going to work on everyone. It's a little bit of a woodsy scent, a little bit of a foresty vibe. You're going to enjoy this particular cologne if you like to project the idea of manliness. So this is well beyond your scope as a magician. However, if you do consider yourself someone who actually has seen a vagina, I highly recommend this cologne because this is the type of thing that you're actually going to enjoy as a person that's trying to smell like a man. Now this one is a cheapie that I found inside of Ross. It's called Cuba Gold. It's a ripoff of Jean Paul Gaultier's La Mao, I believe. It's a good one, or La Mao. I think it's La Mao, how you pronounce that. Whatever it is, it reminds me of the lead singer of the band that made the song Never Ending Story. Now this one's actually a very interesting one because it taught me a very valuable lesson. When I first put this on my body, I thought, whoa, this smells like my uncle's breath. However, I gave it a couple days, maybe 4 or 5 days, and then afterwards I sprayed it on my body again and I loved the scent. It smells great. So if you smell a cologne and you don't like it within the first couple hours of you buying it, don't throw it away. Don't discard it. Don't trade it. Don't sell it. Use it again in 5 days and see if maybe you've opened yourself up to the particular scent of this cologne. I know I did, and it's a good one. This one's also $5, something that I recommend if you're interested in cheap colognes that make you smell less like a magician. Oh, this one's really good. Haramain Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. If you know anything about what I've said in the past couple minutes, you know that I love Tom Ford ripoff colognes. As a matter of fact, I have a P.O. box. If you happen to have a Tom Ford cologne that you happen to be throwing away, why don't you send it to me? Send it to me instead of just having it on your disgusting shelf for no reason without use. I'll use it. This is a ripoff of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. This is a scent that lasts pretty much the entire day. It smells a little bit like tobacco, a little bit like vanilla, a little bit powdery, stays on your skin and projects like a bitch. I enjoy it. This is fairly cheap in comparison to Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Now, I recommend this scent if you want to have a little bit of a softer side. This isn't really a balm. This isn't really something that's woodsy. It's mostly sweet. It makes you smell like you sell carpets for a living. So I highly recommend this if you're trying to get the ladies to understand that you have a soft side. Now, this one is actually from Target, believe it or not. You don't have to spend a lot of money in order to smell good. This is called Vintage Swede. It's very reminiscent of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, and it smells like leather. So if you're trying to project a little bit of a bad boy scent, if you want to have people think that maybe you ride a motorcycle, you wear a leather jacket, and you spend way too much money on spiking products for your hair, this is the sort of scent that you would pick up. It's an eau de toilette, but it still lasts pretty much the entire day. Now this one right here is actually a female cologne, otherwise known as perfume. This one in particular is from Ariana Grande, and it's called Cloud. Now, I've been accused on this channel of being a cuckservative, someone that leans a little bit to the right uncomfortably, but would a person that leans to the right uncomfortably wear such a feminine scent like Cloud by Ariana Grande? No. Let it be known that I'm progressive. I like progressive stuff, such as complaining. Now, even though this is a sweet, seductive, feminine scent, I would think that this is unisex. Every time I smell it, I want to jump on myself. As a matter of fact, if you were a female and above the 300-pound limit, but you smelled like Ariana Grande's Cloud, I might just have sex with you. Now, I've spent a lot of time in this particular video on how to prepare your body for the cologne and different types of cologne that you could use to put on your body. However, I haven't talked about how to put on cologne. Honestly, this should be a lesson on the PigCake Magic Academy, but it's not. It's a freebie lesson here. Oh, what's the PigCake Magic Academy? Well, it's only the best bargain in magic in terms of subscription services. For $5 a month, you get access to over 1,000 videos going over absolutely everything that you need to become the best magician today. Seriously, it's $5 a month. Just join it. What do you got to lose? That's about a coffee a month. And if you want to pay 2 coffees, you get access to the Mentalism tier, which is an additional video that I post every single week. So every week you get 5 videos and you get access to more than 1,000 videos. You're never going to be able to see all the content there unless you subscribe for a long time, which I highly recommend. But I have so much content there that you're going to have to really put a lot of effort in order to go through all of it, and including all the content that I add every single week. So check it out. Honestly, it's how I make my living, and I highly recommend it. Now, a lot of people are going to have different takes on how you put on cologne. It's very simple. You grab it, you aim it at the side of your neck, you aim it at the other side of your neck, you aim it behind your neck, and then you aim it on each wrist. Why? Because these are all pulse points. These are all places where blood is flowing. It's warm. It's going to keep it warm, and it's also going to project better if you place it in these areas. Also, if you happen to notice, if you hug somebody or if somebody hugs you, they're going to smell that all over you, and they're going to want to keep hugging you and then keep wanting to make babies with you regardless of your location. So if you happen to be in a Denny's parking lot, get ready to tell your child that they were conceived in a Denny's parking lot. There's a lot of tips and tricks to make your cologne last longer. For example, I like to keep a little bit of a decanter, right? This is a nice little product. You put some cologne in here, and then you have a bunch of sprays that you could continually spray yourself with the entire day. This is wonderful. If you're the type of person that wants people to smell you, I highly recommend getting one of these. And that's all it takes. That's a simple lesson in how to apply cologne. So now, when you take your deck of cards from your pocket and you remove the card protector. My penis is literally inside of my body right now. It's regressed like a turtle at the thought of magicians taking cards out of a card protector. But now, participants that are watching you perform are going to be more likely to forgive you for such a ridiculous transgression because you smell nice. So hopefully you're better off than you were before you started watching this video. I highly recommend for you to watch people like Jeremy Fragrance, Gent Scents, right? These are good channels to watch if you're interested in colognes on YouTube. And I highly recommend it because it's something other than magic that improves you, improves your confidence. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel less self-conscious about your scent and your aroma and your presence in a room, which is then going to subsequently improve your magic. I think the easiest way to improve your magic is to improve yourself. And colognes do that almost like a cheat code. You want to smell like a bad boy? Pretend to be a bad boy by getting a bad boy cologne and spraying it on your body. Do you want to trick women into thinking that you're accepting of their plights as women and that you attend all these protests and you're pro their stuff, but really you're not because you couldn't care less about that garbage? Well, guess what? You could do so with the power of cologne. You don't have to actually be that way. You could just pretend it and project it with the right cologne. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for checking out the PigCake Magic Academy, and thank you for watching this video. I would usually leave you with some bit of advice, but this entire video has been advice. So rewatch it.
I see you again, when I see you again, when I see